What's good, YouTube? It is your girl, Dr. D, back with another video. And anytime y'all see me sitting over here in this setup, it's about to get real, okay? Versus where else I'm gonna sit up in my office. But this is like my business backdrop and setup. Y'all like it? So today's video, guys, is something important to share with you guys. I don't even know how I'm gonna say this. It was very shocking news. I don't know, I'm starting to get comfortable eating in front of y'all. I don't know what it is. Maybe y'all see me eat for the next few months or so. I'll tell you something. I just thought about making Kool-Aid. I started making it because, you know, we on a good health tip. But that Kool-Aid is fire. And anybody that know me from college, know me from everywhere else, I have made some bomb Kool-Aid over the years, okay? But that's fire. That's watermelon. I had orange, I think, last week. So I'm going to do one once a week. My house seems to love it anyway. I don't normally drink it, though. That's the thing. I'll make all this stuff for them and, like, sweets and stuff. I don't be drinking them or eating that stuff. But anyway, y'all, so let's get back to this video. So I am coming to you guys today to talk about, drum roll, how I found out I was pregnant. Not with CJ, not with Dionna, not in a previous miscarriage, but now. This has been one of the hardest things I have dealt with right now in my life. I mean, I think there's been harder things, but just getting to this journey. So basically, I thought I had some thyroid issues going on. I remember them saying like a year or two ago that I could possibly be prone to fibroids. And I wasn't really sure if, I think they're saying it's a possibility they might have saw some, but there wasn't really any that I had to worry about. So when I said that I thought I had thyroids, I wasn't even thinking about fibroids. I was just telling my mom, like, oh, Mom, like, whatever's going on with my stomach is connected to my fibroids. And basically, I had to figure out what was the issue with the two, what was going on. And I was headed to the ER. I was like, okay, Mama, just go to the ER. Couldn't get into the doctor's appointment. And then I was going to the ER the next day, I think it was. But my mom was like, you need to go get a pregnancy test. And I was like, what is that? And sorry, y'all. I was like, marks, no marks, I don't do no marks. So, and I was like, a pregnancy test? I was like, I don't need no pregnancy test. I was like, please. And you know, also when you have fibroids, you get pretty big and your stomach gets big and this and that. But I had no symptoms, no thoughts that I was pregnant. My stomach wasn't gaining weight. I actually was losing weight. And I lost about 9 to 10 pounds. And I was like, okay, something else is going on too. So I was like, something's not right. I wasn't having no appetite. I stopped liking coffee. I should have known better. Like I said this in one of my other videos too. All of a sudden, I don't like coffee. Man, I can have coffee, ice cold coffee made at home. The Dunkin' flavors, caramel, coffee cake and stuff like that. I will eat that all the time, y'all. All the time. So, eat it. I would drink that all the time. So it was really weird that I actually did not like that anymore. And I should have knew that was a sign. Plus I was craving sweet oranges with some salt on them. I haven't done crazy stuff like that since I was pregnant with CJ. So I was just like, okay, it's just weird stuff happening. But I never thought I was pregnant. Even I went out with my girls and we took the kids out for Halloween and we had drinks and stuff and we kicking it and they was like, you know, D, you want some more? And I'm like, nope, I sure don't. And I was like, for me to turn it down, that was another sign. And when we got to my girlfriend's house that night, all I wanted was them oranges on her counter and I tore up 4 of them. Even though she said I had 2, I had 4 of them. I was like, damn, oranges is good. I really want some goddamn oranges. And these are not just your regular size oranges, guys. These are like your the small baby ones. They call the cuties here in California. So I think back home we would say like the little tangerines, but they're not even the tangerines because here the tangerines is a whole different orange. So anyways, I know that night was one sign, and me and my girls was at the mall a few weeks prior to that, and we was just like, no, one of them was like, y'all want some more kids? I was like, nope, I'm good. I'm good. I know what I'm dealing with, what I got. I'm good. Like, see, I was like 5 kids. Speaking of, my baby asleep, so I got to hurry up and get through this video. And she cannot sleep. What this is on my hair? She cannot sleep all night like that. So, because it is already like getting late and I need her to go to bed. Homegirl, do not go to bed. Especially if I'm, up. So I gotta get my baby up. So I don't even know how I'm gonna get used to saying my baby and a baby. But okay, so let me finish. So we was in the mall, we was talking about, oh, you want a baby, you want a baby? And I was like, no, I'm good. My girl was like, no, I'm good. Then my other girl was like, I don't mind, shoot, I'm trying to ask my husband to see if I can have me a baby. And she's a little older than me, and she still was talking about having babies. She just loved babies. And I was just like, well, you can have that, okay? So then that was a sign then that, that was just talking then, and then not knowing what's to come in the future. Let me tell you, you don't know what is going to happen in your future, guys. Like, you think you got a handle on it. You think you know what you're talking about. You think you know that this is going to be happening, things going to go the way you plan. No, it is always God's plan and not your plan, okay? I'm telling you, like, I had so many things that I was ready to kick off and do. But this, by far, has been the hardest to deal with, and it is mainly because of my age. So I'm going to do another video that talks about being pregnant at my age and what that experience has been like, because when I tell y'all it's been rocky from the day I found out. So all these signs was happening, all these things was happening. I didn't want no more wine. We went out. I didn't I was craving certain things. I didn't like coffee anymore. And then I was losing weight. And I knew if I had stopped the coffee, I probably was going to lose the weight because I already eat light as a vegan anyway. So what else? Okay. Then my mom was like, get this test. I'm like, I'm not spending no money on no test. And she's like, just go to like the dollar store. And I'm like, I drive past the 99-cent store like later that day or something. And I was just like, let me just go in here. I'm in the store, y'all. Get this. I'm in the store and I get the test. And I'm just like, I'm going to get 2 of these things. While I'm standing in the line doing the getting the test, paying for the test, I start rubbing on my stomach. And I move my hand back like, girl, what's wrong with you? You don't even know nothing yet. What? Like all of a sudden that feeling. It has been crazy because as soon as you know that you're pregnant, you start doing stuff like pregnant women do or not supposed to do. Like one of the things that I do, I cannot stop doing is crossing my legs. I was never pressed about crossing my legs, and I never crossed my legs before as much till now. And I think I had this problem before also in one of my other pregnancies. I don't know which one, but I just know like you start doing stuff that you just know you cannot do, okay? Anything hardcore, I have cut out completely. Like I stopped right then and there. My medicines I was taking for, like I had a medicine I was taking because I was breaking out, that was temporary, and then I had another medicine for headaches that I was taking, and both of those can cause damage to, I guess, a fetus if you was pregnant. But I didn't have any issues. Thank you, Jesus. Okay, thank you, Jesus. Because I didn't even know, guys. I didn't even know. So I wait till next morning to take the test because I'm like telling my mom that, I think it's best to take it first thing in the morning. That's what I remember. And next day came on. Remember, I was going to the emergency room anyway, so I can just rule out the pregnancy now so that I can go to the emergency room to find out what's really wrong with me. And I was going that next day. So that morning I got up and I took the test. And sure enough, guys, sure enough, I was preggo. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. So I rushed downstairs. I tell my husband, and he was like, how? And I was like, how? That's your answer? Are you serious? And then he realized it, and he was just like, damn. But what we couldn't figure out is how long ago was that, like that happened. And so now I went from going to the doctor to find out what was wrong with me to find out how far along I am. I could not believe, guys, it was them 2 pink strips on that dollar test, and I thought that damn test was so wrong that I had to take another one. Okay, that's why I bought 2 in the first place. So Anyway, so I went on to the emergency room that night, and Lord and behold, I was there 5 hours, y'all. 5 hours, and it was the most disgusting, place to be, guys. So much. It was a lady in there vomiting, and she just kept, It was driving me bananas, and I'm like, this has to be a hazard for everybody in here. Like, they have to want to take her and put her like in a room by herself so that the rest of us can sit in the ER in somewhat kind of peace, because it wasn't peaceful there. It's never peaceful. There's nasty people there. You think about COVID. I had my blanket, I had my drink, I had my snacks. Now I'm packing up snacks because I know I'm pregnant. Now I'm packing up extra stuff, a blanket, and I'm prepared to be in that mother sucker. And I stayed in there, and you had people like bums in there. One bum had his booty showing, and he had like some like strong pills out that the security people was like telling him like, you need to get up, move this stuff. You can't have pills out like this. There's kids here in the emergency room. You just had all kind of weird people. There was this one lady, oh my God, was on the phone so loud that I couldn't even talk to my mama on the phone, and she was hearing me like getting frustrated, but she was sitting like across from me, like next to me, but over one seat or so, and she was just so loud, guys, just talking on the phone, and I couldn't understand why does that voice need to be so loud. I mean, to a point where the person on my other end of the phone can hear what the person is saying. Now, I'm a loud person sometimes, okay? Now, I'm gonna say all the time. Growing up in the house with 8 siblings and growing up in DC, honey, okay, I am a loud person. I was loud before I even had kids, hollering up and down the steps, stuff like that. I still do that. So if something is too loud for me, it's loud. You feel me? So anyway, so the 5 hours go by. I mean, they come and see me here and there. They come and ask, you know, they get your blood pressure and all that stuff, and then they take you in the back and this and that. So for me, I already knew I was pregnant at that point, so I was using that as my card to like hurry up, even though it didn't even matter. I was still there 5 hours. I was just like, yeah, I'm having like breathing issues. I'm having like serious stomach pain and spotting. I got to get in the back. I got to get seen. And after they did all the checks and stuff, the doctor didn't even come see me, y'all. They didn't even take me in the back. They came out, and I've never had this happen to me. They came out and brought me my paperwork and said that this is what you need to do, follow up. Oh, they did take me in the back to do the ultrasound with the ultrasound tech on a different side of the hospital. So then I found out then. Y'all ready for this? I found out that a girl was 11 weeks, and I was just like, how did I go a whole 10 weeks not knowing I was pregnant? I was still having a cycle. I have an irregular cycle, so I still thought that I was having a cycle. And the spotting that I seen was implantation versus me thinking it was my period, because, you know, you still get the same symptoms. You get the breasts swollen during the month, the time that you're on, everything else. And it was just crazy. I couldn't believe it. I just could not believe it. I'm still in shock because I'm like, we gonna do this? Oh, no. And I really went through a long time, guys, after finding out, because I knew I didn't want any more kids. So I went through a whole process of, sorry, that's my refrigerator, guys. I went through a whole process of deciding, like, do I want to have a kid or not? Do I want to do this? There's options. I've never been a person to really take on those other options. I never really thought about having an abortion, guys, until now. I felt like it was not something that it was meant for me to ever do. The child that I lost, I had a DNC as well. So the DNC, whereas there was a sac, and I was born like I was pregnant, but there was nothing in it years ago. And then I had a miscarriage right after my dad passed, and I didn't even know I was pregnant. And that was right before I got pregnant, months before I got pregnant with Dionna. So I never thought that I would consider abortion, because if it was meant for me to have it, I would have it, and I knew that I would just accept my kids. Plus I only have 2, so it was like, oh, I'm having this one, you know. But you start to think differently. One, because you're older. One, because you're more established. One, because you have things in motion that fits for the family you have and not another kid. And I started to also think, I wasn't sure if it was meant or not, because I felt like if you was gonna have a kid and you had a miscarriage, then it was not meant, obviously, right? It was not meant. And or DNC, it just wasn't meant. And I'm glad, because back then was not the right person. I was with that person for a very long time, but the relationship wasn't right. So I wanted so bad to have that kid. So that's another tip, guys. Like, when you feel something is not right, then you just let God take his course and do what you feel is best along with God's plan, to the best of your ability, because you don't always know what that is, and you're not always capable of being able to do that as well. But for me, y'all, I just was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't want to be that person that kills a baby, and I'm already so far along, like all the things that I would want to do in the beginning of my pregnancy, I couldn't do. I was already moving into my second trimester when I found out. And since then, guys, it's been such a rocky roller coaster for me. Like, I have been to every appointment you can think of. I've taken every test you can think of. I have a few videos to show y'all when I got the gestational diabetes test done. I had to do that twice because I threw up. I was not really happy about that test. It screamed once that I had possibly gestational diabetes, and I know that I don't have that. Like, I know that I'm careful on that. I knew I eat pretty healthy for the most part, and dealing with the stuff with my baby, like, I just know that I just knew I didn't have that. But what happened is, and this is something you guys should know, that if you're going to take a test for your gestational diabetes test when you're pregnant, you got to make sure you're not eating no sugar or drinking anything sugar-wise the night before. Because for me, I didn't do that, and I didn't know that. And that's what hit the screening. Now, I took that test after that and ended up throwing up. And on my way to the car, I was like, the baby's not feeling this. And I threw it up. My stomach could not take it. And so once you throw it up, you got to come back a whole nother day and start all over again. Because you're supposed to keep it in your body for the 3 hours that you got to keep going back in there testing on the hour, every hour. So for me, that was just like a hard part. Then I had another test that said I had a couple of things going on that didn't happen. It just kept being test after test after test that was screening, saying, yes, you have this, you have this, you have this, you have this. And then all of a sudden you didn't have it. And then I had to get an amnio because one of the test results I took for the state, which is like Invitae, it's another name for it because I took 2 of them. They both came back saying no Down syndrome or none of that stuff. And in the past, even with Dionna, I was high risk and I was a little older, but I would never have taken them tests even with her. So something about my body now is really causing me to have different effect, different changes, different mindset. And it really has slowed me down to a point where I lose my mind. Like, I can do almost 30 things in a day in my home. And now I probably can get a good 10, 15 things done. And it's not healthy for me to do that right now, but it's killing me mentally. Because I'm like, don't do that, don't leave that out, don't have this and that. And it's a little OCD, but it's also the daily work you do as a mother. Like, you just, people take stuff for granted, but some people are like, I don't do all that in a day, and how you do all that, you need to sit down, this and this and that. But who else gonna do this shit? Okay, who else gonna do it, y'all? Like, I'm like, seriously. I don't know. So it's been so hard for me, guys. I say all that to say it's gonna be more videos that I share, in-depth stories. Right now, I do have to wait on the the final leg of the test that I took from the amniotic fluid. And that process of getting I think I told y'all already in another video, but the amniotic synthesis test, I thought was going to be really painful. Then the needle going straight in your stomach. It went to the side and it really wasn't painful as much. But I'm taking precautions all the way around this time because I'm not as young as I was before, and they're giving me heads up like, okay, you need to take this. I'm like, damn, I'm just a little shy over this age. Like, all of a sudden I'm old, or all of a sudden I'm too old for a pregnancy probably. But then everybody that say that that I say that to, they be like, nah, we seen people older than that. And one lady told me she had somebody 63, and I was just like, well, that ain't me, baby. Okay, I'm still just adjusting with this one because this is hard, and I ain't see 3 in the bunch. So then another thing is that if you're in a place of not showing what you want to do and not show if you even want the kid and stuff like that, what happens is, guys, that you get to a point where you want to change your mindset again so that nothing can happen on its own because you're talking down, or you're saying, oh, I don't know. Well, God will be like, well, let me fix that for you. Okay, either you gonna know, or you and go with the flow, or you just not gonna have to go through this at all. And I didn't want that to happen either. Like, I still wanted to have that decision to make, and I guess that's a little bit of wanting to be in control when you're really not. In this whole pregnancy, I have not been in control of anything. Like, I haven't had time to talk to people about it, tell people about it, and I'm just getting through it, living through it. Now I'm high risk. I'm going to the high risk doctor every week. I have to get Makina shots in my arm for progesterone. My cervix is thinning. The sac is down on the cervix is what I believe. So it becomes the incompetent cervix, which means they don't want me doing nothing, lifting nothing, going to it too long, standing too long. And like today, I still had to go to the grocery store. I still had to do this and that. And I get most of my stuff delivered, but sometimes you got to do that last minute run, or sometimes the store deliver the wrong stuff. So annoying. But I've been taking it day by day. I am now on modified bed rest. I'm not happy about that, guys, because I don't even know what that means. Anybody know me knows that's something that I don't even know what to do with. I don't even know how to deal with it. But the next step is full-time bed rest. And so I have to begin to take it slow. And we have, like I was saying, we were rearranging my office so that I could have a place where I could actually sit all day and do my work and edit it. But I have 2 different workstations in my office, so it's been really hard to sit in one spot all day if I'm not editing and stuff like that. But this has been the journey. This is how I found out I was pregnant. This is what I'm dealing with now, guys. And I know the title says fibroids or pregnancy, but also what I didn't share with you guys is I do actually have fibroids now. And they're somewhere down below, but in the back. They've been pushed to the back now where they're behind the baby. With that said, it's just been a process, guys. It's been a process of like, how many is it? And my OB is asking me to ask how many is it? Are they painful? Are they going to burst? Are they going to get big? And right now I'm just praying that they don't even get any bigger than what they are. So they are there. And I think they told me that they are too small to be concerned with right now. So I'm not worried about that. I'm trying to make sure I'm healthy, the baby's healthy, that we're on target weight for the baby and myself, and trying to get to a place where I enjoy this process. But I swear to you, it's every week it's something. Once this amniotic test come back, if there's anything wrong, they actually gave me the choice to have surgery, and they would remove the baby themselves. The thought of that at this point, as far as long as I am, is really scary, because I'm scheduled for a C-section because I've had 2 already, that I don't even want to go through any parts of no labor. I did go through labor with CJ, and I got to 9 centimeters, and guys, that was just, whew. He never made it to 10 after waiting a couple hours or so, and his heart rate dropped, and that's how I started having C-sections. And I remember crying about that and saying, please don't, they say, come with your questions when you have your first baby so we can ask everything. I had mine together, baby, together. And I came, and the first thing on it was like, am I going to have a C-section? And he was like, no, probably not. It looks like you are starting to get the ball rolling. Well, CJ was 2 weeks late, so they had to actually help me. They said I was starting to dilate, but I don't think it was enough. So I don't know. That's a whole nother story situation. Y'all want to hear more about my labor with CJ versus my labor with Dionna? Let me know. I will definitely do that for y'all. Put that in the comments. But for now, where we are, guys, is taking it easy. Yes, I have fibroids, and I am pregnant. And now I'm at a place where I'm actually today, is today Friday? Today is Friday. I am 21 weeks today, guys. So I'm really halfway through my pregnancy, and I'm kind of glad because, you know, things just happen the way they do, y'all. You just don't know why, but I don't know what I would have did if I'd known I was pregnant early on. I mean, I would have nurtured my body a little better. And I have been taking my medicine. That's the only thing that could affect it. I mean, we all have like wine here and there, but it was nothing to a point where it would affect a pregnancy early on. You just stop everything anyway. So this is my story. So much to tell you guys. So much I'm dealing with every week. Keep me in prayer. Please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that post notification. Don't miss any more of my videos. I got so much to tell with you guys. And once I get that test back from the amniotic fluid, I have a whole video that I'm putting together for you guys from that process from start to finish. I also have the gestational diabetes video from start to finish for you guys. Gestational diabetes testing video, because I don't have it, guys. I do not have it. Thank you, Jesus, I don't have it. So, just so I can keep y'all updated. And if y'all like to see me post more than once a week to give y'all feedback on the pregnancy all the way up to birth, and when the baby gets here, you know, we're going to keep it going. But it's so much for me to talk about, and I had a whole vision of what my YouTube would look like before this happened, guys. Like, I do motivational speaking. I love quotes. I have spoken graduations. I do things like that. Life coaching. I have some great topics for you guys. Be your own life coach. We're gonna have our own little schooling on how to be your own life coach. We were gonna talk about my books. You see my books are there. Be your own life coach. My degree on this side, and then my other book, Where Did My Half Brother Come From, which is a story about me and growing up, learning that I had a half brother. So it's pretty cool. And I have a couple of series following up with that. But I had this channel visioned out in a whole different like limelight for y'all. Like the lineup that was just going to be killing them, okay? It was going to be great. But God had his own plan. And now we got a different direction, a different Dr. D. And like I told y'all before, this channel is going to give you the raw me, okay? What you see on all my social media is still me. But this is where I'm going to break down everything about what I'm going through, what I'm feeling as I'm going through it. Because people always want to know what's up with Dr. D. They want to know how am I so busy in the day, what all I do in the day. They want to know just everything. What is it like in Cali? What should be doing out there? Because sometimes I guard myself off. Listen, if it don't add up, you subtract that people and things out your life, okay? You leave and love people where they are, all right? So that's what I have done. And so, you know, a lot of people don't know what's going on with me out here. They don't. But we on a whole nother roll of a journey, guys. And this whole pregnancy at my age, it's going to be a lot to share. Because I know it's a lot of moms out there that want to know more about my testing and want to know how to get through it. Listen, moms, we in it together. This channel's for everybody. Moms, dads, whoever. But right now, our pregnant moms, tune in. I do have another radio tour coming up. I have PR tour coming up. Just things that was already planned that is about to take place. That is going to be for my new company that me and Dionna are doing, and to help change other lives and that are going through the same thing she's going through. And hopefully you guys have already checked out the documentary, her documentary, that's on my channel and her channel, to see what I'm talking about and my new company. So we got a lot of things to share with you guys. So I'm still gonna bring that motivation. I'm still gonna bring that heat. I'm still gonna bring the quotes, anything that I have to share with you guys, I'm bringing it. I am starting to get comfortable here. This is like my family. I think I called you guys my DDHJ gang because my page was called Dr. Dionna Hancock Johnson at first, and then I broke it down to the same name as the rest of my social media. So it's now Dr. Dionna Life Coach. So I don't know, I might say DLC gang, Dr. D fam. I never liked Dr. D, but I'm more comfortable with it now than I was before. But Dr. D fam, something like that. Anyways, I'm about to be out. My baby's been asleep too long. I've been on here too long. I gave y'all great content today. Like, comment, subscribe again, and hit that post notification. And I look forward to seeing y'all in the next video. I'm out.